Welcome to the another session of irrigation and hydraulic structures. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about what is a dam and what are the different classifications of dams and how the dams are classified depending on the different factors. For example, we have seen how a dam is categorized based on the use of the dam and based on the hydraulic design of the dam, and also we have seen depending on the materials used in the construction of a dam, what are the different classifications. For example, if we take according to the use, we have three different categorizations. One is a storage dam, which is used to store the water, and the second one is a diversion dam, which is used to divert the water from the river channel, and also third one is a detention dam, which is used to control the water from the floods, heavy floods, and the temporary storage will be there in that particular detention dam during heavy supplies, during heavy floods, and the same amount of water will be released whenever there is a reduction in the flood levels. And also we have seen according to the flood control, we have two types. One is the outway spillway provision is there, the surplus water can be released out of the detention dam, and the second one is there will not be any outlet, and whatever the water which is there on the dam, which will be used to increase the water levels in the adjoining area. So such type of a dam is also called as water spreading dam or dike, and few dams are used to trap the sediment only, whatever the tributaries which are carrying heavy sediment. So at that particular places, this kind of dams are constructed, which is exclusively used to trap the sediment formation. So such type of dam is called as a debris dam. Okay, so they are the different types according to the detention dam. Now coming to the second point, which is hydraulic design. According to hydraulic design, we have two types. One is overflow dam and the second one is non-overflow dam. So what is the major difference between overflow dam and non-overflow dam? That is, in overflow dam, there is a available facility. Facility is provided over the crest. We can pass the excess surplus water. So whatever the excess surplus water, excess supplied water during heavy floods, which will be supplied over the crest. And this kind of flexibility or design provision is not provided in the non-overflow dams, because there is no spillway or crest is not there, and the non-overflow dam is constructed at a certain height above the maximum expected flood level, so that there will not be any chance of overflowing the water. So there is a basic difference is there is a change in the hydraulic design. In one, there is a provision which is provided, which is spillway is there, crest formation is there to allow the excess water, and the second one is we are restricting the water flow towards by constructing the heavy height than the maximum expected flood level, so that there will not be any chance of excess water flowing out of the dam. So that is the basic difference between overflow dam and non-overflow dam. In a similar fashion, we have discussed about according to materials used in the construction of a dam. We have different types. One is a rigid dam and the other one is non-rigid dam. What are the examples of rigid dams? Concrete or gravity arch dam, concrete or masonry gravity dam, and concrete or masonry arch dam, steel dam or timber dams. These are the materials used in this construction is a rigid material. So that is why we are calling them as rigid dams. Whereas coming to the non-rigid materials, for example, non-rigid dams are earth dam as well as rock fill dam. So these earth dams and rock fill dams are constructed by using a non-rigid material. For example, earth dam is constructed by using a soil, locally available soil and some gravels. So mixed together we are forming a earth dam. In a similar fashion, by using rocks, we are forming an embankment so that we can form a rock fill dam. So these two are non-rigid types of dams, because they are constructed by using non-rigid materials. So this is about different classifications of dam, and depending on the use, depending on the hydraulic design and depending on the materials used in the construction. Now, out of these dams, which kind of dam is selected for which type of physical conditions of a site? For a particular site conditions, which type of dam is to be selected? What are the physical factors which are governing in the selection of a type of a dam? We have so many types. But what are the factors which are influencing? What are the physical factors which are governing the selection of a type of a dam? So that things we are going to discuss in this particular lectures. Now, very important point is the topography. We have so many different points, different factors which are governing the selection of a type of a dam. But out of which the most important and essential one is topography of the dam. Topography of the site where we are to construct a dam. Because topography will decide what kind of physical conditions are existing on the selected site and what type of dam may be best suitable. So depending on that, the other different physical factors may be dependent. But the first choice of an engineer or designer is to check with the topographical features of that particular selected site. If the topography is matching, then it will give you a way in the selection of a type of a dam. So that is the reason this is the first choice of engineers, topography. So after the topography, we have another one, that is geology, geological conditions of the site as well as foundations of that particular selected site. Means if you take an example of geological conditions, means whether the site is forming any low terrain or whether there is a steep slopes are available on the bed of the site. So such kind of physical conditions will influence heavily. And also what kind of foundation is existing, whether the rocks, hard strata is available or whether loose soils are available, whether porous rocks are available. So this kind of dams, this kind of foundation data will highly influence the selection of a type of a dam, because all the types are not suitable for all the type of foundations. So every type of dam has its own specific requirements in terms of foundations, in terms of physical characteristics, physical geographical conditions of the site. So it is very essential to check what are the physical conditions or geological conditions of the site and what are the foundation conditions of the particular site, based on which we have to select a specific type of dam which is perfectly suitable. Next important point is available materials. So whatever the type of dam which you have selected, so it depends on whether the local materials are available nearby the selected site or not. If such kind of quarries or such kind of materials are not existing in the nearby area, then what happens? The cost of the construction will increase, because we need to transport the material from different places, which ultimately increasing the overall cost of the particular project. So material availability nearby the selected site is also very essential. Okay. Now the next important point is suitable site for spillway. For example, you need to, floods are very heavy, so you need to pass the surplus water, excess water, you need to pass it out of the dam. So you can pass the water whenever there is a facility is available as a spillway. So if spillway facility is available, then only you can supply the excess amount of water, so that the dam will be stable and there should not be any damage to the dam. So for example, if such kind of arrangement or there is no site suitable for spillway, means for the construction of spillway there is no separate site is existing. So in that particular case, what you have to do, you have to cancel that particular site, because you are not meeting the criteria as per your requirement. So having a suitable site for the spillway is also very essential, because we need to pass the water, excess water, through the spillways. If it is not passed, what happens? The stability or safety of the dam will be in danger. There may be more chances of failure of the dam, because the capacity of the dam is designed is something else, and having excess flows, what happens? The capacity will be increased, so more amount of water pressure will be acting on the dam. So that is very important to have a separate site for spillway. Now the next important one is having a data about earthquakes. So before selecting the site, you need to collect the data of earthquake, because all the dams may not resist the earthquake forces. For example, rock fill dams as well as earth dams, they may not be more stronger as compared to concrete gravity dams or arch dams. Stability point of view or safety point of view, all the dams may not be having the same resisting forces, resisting criteria, resisting capabilities. So it is very, very essential to have earthquake data before selecting a site for that particular dam, because if you are selecting if you have the data, you can conclude that this is the amount of force which are acting in the form of the earthquake forces, so that you can include in the design, so that the dam should not fail in the next future coming days. So that is also very, very essential to have the earthquake data of that particular location. Now the next important point is roadway. Means if you want to construct, if you want to have a roadway in the selected dam, then it depends, because the roadway required very heavy span. So that is only possible with the help of concrete gravity dams or arch dams, and with the help of earth dams. In the remaining cases, like steel dams or timber dams, which may not be suitable for the formation of roads. So if you want roadway, then you need to select a particular type of dam which is accommodating, which is having a scope of constructing a roadway over the top of the dam. So that is also important. Now next important point is length and height of the dam, because all the dams may not give same length. Suppose the length of the river stream is very large, let us assume the width is very large. So in that particular case, you have to go for earth dam, because the materials required are more. In case of more, the length of the dam is more. So if you prefer for the same length, if you prefer for the concrete dam, then what happens? The material requirement will be very, very high. Then the cost of the project will also simultaneously increases. So length and height of the dams also plays an important role, because economic point of view also we need to think. So depending on these factors also, you need to select the type of the dam which requires, depending on availability of materials and how much quantity of material is required for the construction of dam. That is also very, very essential. Now the last important point is length of the dam. Life of the dam. So what is the life of the dam? Means it depends. If you want the life of the dam to be longer time, then you have to select for concrete or masonry dams. Comparatively, these are the two types of materials which will give you the more lifespan. So if you take an example of timber dam, what happens? The life of the timber dam is very, very short as compared to concrete or masonry dams. So if you want intermediate life, you can prefer earth and rock fill dams. So depending on the lifespan of the particular dam, then you can select which type of dam is suitable for which lifespan. So that is also very, very essential. Now let us discuss in detail about this particular selection of types of dams. Now coming to the topography of the dam. So what is the topography? For example, topography, as I told you, it is the first choice of the designers or engineers to decide which type of dam is suitable for the site conditions. For example, if a low rolling plain is there, so in that particular case, what we can prefer is, you can prefer an earth dam. Earth dam with a separate spillway. For example, if we have a V-shaped valley is there, which is narrow at the bottom and wide at the top. So for this particular site conditions, an arch dam is best suitable. For example, if we have a U-shaped valley, so in this particular case, what is suitable? A concrete dam with overflow. Means concrete overflow dam is best suitable. So these are the important factors which are deciding on the topography only. Whether U-shaped valley is there, low rolling plain is available, or else V-shaped valley is there. So this type of features, this type of topographic features are suitable only for specific types of dams only. These conditions are not suitable for all the types of dams. So that is the reason topography plays an important role in the selection of the dam. And all other types of factors are there, but they are of secondary if after the topography only. So topography is the first one, then after you can select. After deciding the type of dam, then you can match with the other different physical factors like length of the dam, height of the dam, what is the roadway required or not. So these factors will be coming into the picture. Okay, now let us move on to the second one, that is geological and foundation conditions. For example, if you want to go for, let us assume if the site of the particular selected site, let us assume there exists a hard rock base. So if hard rock base is there, then what it indicates, there you can construct any type of dam, because the dam is, the rock is, the site is having a hard rock base without any leaks or fisheries. So any type of dam can be constructed. For example, if rocks like granite, gneiss and schist are available, so in that particular conditions, a concrete gravity dam may be suitable. A gravity dam may be suggested. It may be masonry or concrete dam. In a similar fashion, if poor rock is there, poor or some gravel foundations are available, so in that particular case, an earth dam or rock-filled dam or low concrete gravity dam may be preferred, because the foundation is poor. So that is the reason we are preferring alternate one. All the dams may not be suitable for these conditions. Suppose if silt and sand foundations are there, so at that particular case, the only suitable dam is earth or rock-filled dams. In some other conditions, a low concrete gravity dam also suitable, but best preferable one is earth or rock-filled dams are the best preferred ones. And also in the second last point, if clay foundations are available, the only better choice would be an earth dam. An earth dam is the best choice. The remaining all the dams may not be suitable for clay foundations, because there may be a chance of overturning or sliding of the dam. So to avoid those, it is best suitable to have a earth dam in case of clay foundations. So that is about geological conditions and foundation conditions of the selected site. Now coming to the third one. What is the third one? Materials for construction. So whatever the type of dam you have selected, so that should have a sufficient materials nearby the area. So if the nearby area there are no materials or sources available for the construction, then ultimately the cost will be increasing, because we need to travel, we need to transport the material from different places. So if you reduce the transportation cost, then only the project will be in an economical situation. So otherwise the cost will be more. So you need to select such a site where the plenty of materials are available, depending on what type of dam you want to prefer. So that is about materials of construction. Now the next one is suitable site for spillway. So it is very essential, the selected site should have a flexibility or facility to accommodate the separate site for spillway. For example, if you need a large spillway, so an overflow concrete dam may be preferred. If you require a small spillway is needed, if a small spillway is needed, then in that particular case an earth dam may be preferred. For example, there is no site for spillway, but you need to provide, there is no separate site for spillway, but you need to provide at any cost, you need to provide an outlet. Means spillway we need to be provided. So in that particular case, what we need to do, you need to accommodate both in a single hydraulic structure. Means along with the dam, at the middle you need to give a spillway. That's it. That is the only option, if there is no other site is available for spillway. Okay. Now moving on to the next point, roadway. So if you want to construct a roadway, it is clear that you need to go either prefer for an earth dam or it may be a concrete dam, gravity dam. That's it. That is the only option for forming a roadway on top of the dam. In the remaining cases, it is possible, but the safety point of view as well as material consumption point of view, it takes very huge quantities of material. But the best suitable one is an earth dam as well as concrete gravity dam are the best suitable for the road formation on top of the dams. Now the next important point is length and height of the dam. For example, if the length of the dam is more, then what you need to do, you need to prefer an earth dam. Because if the length of the dam is more, if you are going for concrete type of dam, then the length is more, the material consumption will be more. If the material consumption is more, ultimately the cost of the construction will increase. So depending on the length and height of the dam, you need to select which type of dam is best suitable by looking into economic point of view also. Now the last important point is, what is the life of the dam? So already discussed, for a timber, the life of the dam is very, very less. For concrete gravity dams, the life is very, very high. For intermediate, earth and rock fill dams are there. So depending on our requirement, we can select whatever may be the type of the dam. Now the next important topic is, what is the selection of site for a dam? Based on what factors the site of the dam is selected? How many factors and what are the different factors which are considering the site of a selection of site for a dam? There are 5 important points, which are foundation, topography, site for spillway, materials, and reservoir and catchment area. These are the 5 important factors which are highly influencing the selection of a site for a dam. Now let us see how these factors are influencing the selection of site for a dam. Now let's see, the first one is foundation. As we have discussed, for example, the foundation plays an important role, because all the foundations may not accommodate all types of dams, because every type of dam is constructed with different materials, each type, and it requires some stability conditions depending on the type of dam. If it is concrete dam, it requires some other kind of foundations. If it is earth and rock fill dam, it requires any type of foundations. Whereas in case of concrete dams, it is giving some restrictions. It cannot be constructed on all type of foundations. For example, if a sound rock is there, so concrete gravity dam may be best suitable, because concrete dam requires a hard rock base. It cannot be constructed on loose soils or permeable rocks and some other foundations, because safety point of view, the gravity dams should have a heavy rock base. If we have a strong rock base, we can construct any type of dam. But if you want to construct only concrete gravity dam, then the foundation should be of only a rock type. And having rock also, there should not be any percolation losses. Permeable rock existence should not be there. So that is the criteria if you want to prefer gravity dams. Suppose if it is an earth dam. So if you take an example of earth dam, it can be constructed on any type of foundation with proper surface treatment, because it requires, because the stability completely depends on the embankments and gravitational forces acting on the gravitational forces of the materials used in the construction. For example, if the foundation, whatever the site we are selecting, the foundation should be free from faults and seams. If faults and seams are available, such kind of conditions may not be suitable for the construction of a dam. And also in the similar fashion, the formation of alternate layers, like one layer is of hard strata and the second layer is of soft strata. So such kind of foundation is existing on the site. So what happens if the dam is constructed on these particular conditions, there may be a chance of settlement of the dam. So which is not at all suggested. So having alternate different layers is not at all suitable for the construction of the dam. So such kind of foundations are not suitable. And also, if more than one kind of rock, if single rock strata is there, then it is well and good. You can construct any type of dam. And if there are formation of 2 different rocks, rock base are available, then there will be a change in the bearing capacity of those particular rocks, and ultimately it will give different stresses which are existing on the exerting on the type of dam. So it is always not suggestible if we have a different rock bases, 2 types or 1 or more type of rock bases available in the selected site. Always it is very safe, should have a uniform rock formation throughout the selected site. So it is very essential. So these are the foundation points which are highly influencing the selection of a type of a dam. Coming to the next one, topography of the dam. So why the topography is very, very essential? Because the selected site should be such that the water spread area should be minimum, so that we should have a minimum evaporation losses, and there will be a chance of less likelihood growth, because the submerged area will be very, very less. So if the submerged area under water is less, then always it is helpful in the reduction of the cost, because the property or land occupied by that particular land water spread area will be very, very less. So in that particular case, what happens? The cost or the compensation to be paid to the owners will also be decreased simultaneously. Now, for example, for earth dams, any type of foundation with proper treatment is okay. And also one more important topography point of view, that is the dam should be constructed at some higher place, so that whatever the water is there, that should be allowed to the downstream side without any difficulty. Because if the dam is constructed at the same height,